Hello, I'm back talking about my main character, Claire Williams. I mentioned her in a couple posts ago, and I thought, well, it'd be a good time to talk a little more about her. Um, Her story begins when her husband passes away and she inherits his position as sheriff and through widow succession. That was a practice back in the early 20th century. So she inherits his position and she goes about solving crimes in her hometown. Anyway, this is actually just a little Funko of a character on Peaky Blinders, but it works for Claire, I think. Um, Her stories are based in the 1930s in Indiana, which is my home state. And she was inspired by a lady who she also became sheriff because her husband passed away. She inherited the position through widow succession. You might be a little familiar with her. Her story is connected to John Dillinger. As many people know, John Dillinger was a bank robber in the 1930s, and he had a sort of wild escape from Center Point, Indiana jail. Well, Lillian Holly was the sheriff at that time, and he escaped, and she kind of got a little bit of flack for that. Um, I feel that he would have escaped no matter what, whoever was in charge. Anyway, my heroine is Claire. She's primarily inspired by Lillian Holly. Um, some of the story, I mean, they obviously mine's very fictionalized and a bit more. Um, it goes down a different path than Lillian Holly did. I originally envisioned the stories that I told about Claire as short stories, and some of them were published. The first one was published in Black Cat Mystery Magazine back in 2022. The second and third stories were published in Hoosier Noir and in, whoops, can't see that very well, Starlight Pulp Magazine. And a few were published in Mystery Magazine and Inked Publishing's anthologies, the Detective Sleuth and Nosy Neighbors anthologies. In the coming weeks, I plan to talk a little more about Sheriff Claire Williams and the novel I wrote for her, but that's for another video. Thank you for watching.